Hi, today I'm going to show you how to make a red velvet cake. So for that, these are the ingredients I'll be using. I'm going to use 3 cups of white flour. The measuring cup that I'm using is a 120 ml cup. So 3 cups means it will be 250 gram of flour. Then 280 ml of buttermilk, 2 eggs, red food color, 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder, half teaspoon of baking soda, 2 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence, half teaspoon of salt, 3.5 tablespoon of sugar, and 140 ml of oil. So before I start with the process, let me tell you what exactly is a red velvet cake. Many of us, we think that because the cake is of red color, so it is called a red velvet cake, but it's not so. Red velvet cake is a chocolatey cake having an acidic taste. Even the ingredients that we use for the red velvet cake are different because we use buttermilk and cocoa powder. So some prefer, if you don't have buttermilk, you can take fresh milk. To that you can add around half teaspoon of vinegar. But some people, they don't like the smell of vinegar, so in place of that you can even use curd or buttermilk. So let's start with the process. I'm going to mix the wet ingredients first. So here I pour the oil, then the 2 eggs, then I'm going to give a mix first. To this I'm going to add the sugar also. In place of this granulated sugar, you can even use icing sugar. If you use icing sugar, it becomes easy to mix. So here, since I'm using this granulated sugar, I'm going to mix it very thoroughly till the sugar get dissolved. So I'm going to give a thorough mix. Now I'm going to add the buttermilk. Oops, I forgot to add the other egg. I've added only 1 egg, so sorry. I'm going to add the second egg. Yes. I'm going to blend the wet ingredients very thoroughly. I can see that even the sugar granules got completely dissolved in the liquid. Now I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence. The food color, I'm using 1 tablespoon of red food color. And I'm going to give a mix. Look at the red color. To this, now I'm going to add the dry ingredients, but I'm going to sieve the dry ingredients, and after that only I'm going to mix into this wet mixture. I'm going to sieve the dry ingredients. So here I have 250 gram of flour, 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder, half teaspoon of baking soda, and I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Now I'm going to sieve the ingredients. It is always advisable to sieve the dry ingredients so that all the ingredients are well combined while sieving. I'm done. So I'm going to mix now the batter. To this I'm going to add half teaspoon of salt, and I'm going to give it a mix. In the meantime, I have already preheated the oven for 10 minutes. Now I'm done with the mixing, so let's go and prepare the baking mold. This is the mold that I'm going to use to bake the cake. It is a 7-inch mold. Before I pour the batter into this mold, I'm going to grease the mold and sprinkle some flour so that the cake will not get stuck on the sides as well as at the bottom. So I'm going to grease the mold. In this way, I have greased and spread the flour on all the sides like this. Now I'm going to pour the batter into this mold. Here I pour the cake batter. I'm going to give 2-3 taps like this so that there are no air bubbles inside the batter. This I'm going to bake at 150 degrees centigrade for 40 to 45 minutes or till they are nicely baked from inside. So here I go and pop inside the oven. So here is our red velvet cake. I took out from the oven some time back only, but it hasn't cooled down completely. When it cools down completely, I'll cut and show you how the cake has turned out to be. I baked exactly 45 minutes. I'll show you, just look at this, how spongy, isn't it? See? So once it cools down, I'll slice it and show you how moist and spongy this cake has turned out to be. So here is our red velvet cake. I've sliced it into 2 parts and I'm showing you how moist and soft and spongy the cake has turned out to be. Look at this. I'm sure you'll try to make this red velvet cake. If you like watching my video, please give a thumbs up, share and subscribe, and please do comment also. Thank you so much for watching.